Until a few years ago, Edna Toska, a spirited older lady, was the last remaining resident of Walden Breezes, a longtime trailer park at Walden Pond State Reservation in Concord. Edna had a major stroke several years ago, but the Walden Pond staff looked after her trailer, hoping she would return. This spring, the park staff learned that Edna would not be back. The staff will make arrangements to have Edna's trailer removed and the land will revert to its natural state. Denise Morrissey, the park supervisor for 16 years, talks about Edna and her place in some unusual New England history.
So when I first started here, there were at least a dozen trailers here. Edna's was one of them. She had the, I don't know if it's the good fortune or the kind of claim to fame in a way of being the last trailer here and the last resident of the trailer park. She was very independent. She raked and kept up her garden and her plants and towards the end kind of hired, would get some kids to help her rake, but she just loved being here so much and loved being outside. She was very tough. She was friendly, but you could tell that she was someone that had taken care of herself. She loved country line dancing. She drove other people, other seniors. She was one of the people that would help bring them to their appointments and bring them to the library and things like that as well.
Did she have a sense of herself as being in a historic place or playing an unusual role by being the last of the...
That's a good question. I think she did, in the sense when she was the last person. And there was also a book written about the history of the park, about Walden, and she's quoted in that book as well, as because that included the history of Walden Breezes as a trailer park. And it really is a unique part of history, because how many parks have a mobile home area kind of associated with them where people live permanently. And also because it was Walden, I think people had a really hard time putting the two together. It seemed like a funny mix to have a trailer park right next to Walden Pond, being this internationally known environmental and historic symbol, and then you have people used to joke about, well, how could there be a landfill and a trailer park and then Walden Pond, and and I don't know, I think that it made it interesting. It made it even more interesting than Walden itself. I think it was neat. I think I don't think she really thought of it over the years, because it was just where she lived and she was part of the community of people that lived here. Having been here 16 years and having it been here the whole time and watching it go from 12 down to a handful and then down to this one trailer. We just never felt like we as a staff that we wanted to remove the trailer or take her name off the mailbox, for instance, without really knowing for sure that she wasn't going to be able to come back. We didn't want to rush it in any way.
This is Sue Scheibel reporting for the Patriot Ledger. For more coverage, see the Good Age column in today's newspaper or go to patriotledger.com.